is going on, everybody, on this beautiful Saturday, late afternoon, pre-tip-off of college basketball's Elite Eight, and I am here to give you the plays that pay the bills on the Saturday slate of the Elite games. Listen, we have two games here. We have two games tomorrow. I'm going to come back tomorrow, give you the other two plays, but we're going to be focusing strictly on what's in front of us here. I am GunzPicks. If you've never seen me before, this is the Sports Wagering Network. This is the Breakin show. Usually have DabyCab here, but he's over at Pub Sports doing the Pubapalooza. So unfortunately, he couldn't make it. And yeah, so you got me. You got the picks. Listen, hasn't been my best tournament. I'll say that, especially when it comes to giving show plays or when it comes to just giving posted plays. All the stuff that I've given is almost a little bit tainted, as they say, but I don't fret. I just fire shots and I slap myself for losing if I do, but I'm not fretting here. I'm here to give the picks right now on this show, and we're going to start this off properly with the first play. We're going to go FAU versus Kansas State on this one. This game does tip off at 6:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And listen, I'm going to be going with FAU on this one. And I know that probably there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be posting FAU because they're the dog. But I just can't get past the numbers on this one when I actually dissect these two teams down. You saw Florida FAU's path on this game that coming off a buzzer-beating win versus Memphis, right? 66-65. They backed that up with a kind of a flat game versus Fairleigh Dickinson, 78-70, 16-point favorites. But they turned it around against Tennessee, the number one team is in defensive efficiency and one of the greatest actually in the country as far as guarding the ball on the three-point line. And they dominated him in that game, actually made him look stupid for that matter after beating Duke. Now you got to look at these two teams all together. All right. We know where Kansas State came from, right? They beat Kentucky. And then they backed it up again, winning the next game. And now you're looking at probably one of the best defenses they're going to have to face so far in the tourney. 26 in offensive. Let's go FAU offensively. 26 offensive efficiency, 26 field goal percentage, 95th in offensive rebounding, 192nd on the free throw line. But they've been improving as game after game after game. You can see it in their standings where when you look at Kansas State, numerically speaking, they've kind of regressed as far as the numbers go. They dropped a few spots in the defensive efficiency for Kansas, 27th in defensive efficiency, 59th in defending shots, 248th in defensive rebounds. Now you got to look at them on the offensive side. 35th in offensive efficiency, 82nd in field goal percentage, 122nd in offensive rebounding, 60th in free throw percentage. But they're going against one of the better defenses in the tournament right now. With FAU, they can guard any guards in the country, and they're going to have to in this game if they're going to want to come out with the W. 29th in defensive efficiency, 13th in defending shots, 58th in defensive rebounding, 53rd in defending three-point shots, and 11th in defending two-point shots. That's going to be key here because the percentage of their numbers for Kansas State is dribble drives, getting to the hole, and scoring buckets, but they hold FAU is really good at holding defenders to that. They hold their opponents to 44.8% in that regard. Now you got to break down Kansas State's offense and who they faced. Okay, I broke down what Kansas State can. What FAU can do defensively. But look who they faced in this tournament already. Montana, 77th in defensive efficiency, 105th in defending two-point shots, 228th in three-point shots. Kansas State won by 12, shooting 70% from two-point range and 26.2% by three-point range. Just carry these numbers along with you because what the key is, you're going to see Kansas State getting over 60% inside the arc in a lot of these cases. So they're very efficient when it comes to that. But look who they faced. Kentucky, 68th in defensive efficiency, 100th in defending two-point shots, 85th in defending three-point shots. And guess what happened? Kansas State won by 6, shooting 63.6% from the 2, 23.8% from the 3. Michigan State, 42nd in defensive efficiency. So you see the improvement there. 102nd in defending 2-point shots, 84th in defending the 3-point shot. And then you got Kansas State won by 5 in OT, for that matter. It took the last 3 possessions of the game, shooting 61.4% from the 2 and 45.8% outside their range from 3-point land, but they were able to hit efficiently in that game. When you look at the FAU defense, look who they faced. They faced Memphis, 25th in offensive efficiency, held them to 52.8% from the 2, 27.3% from the 3. FDU, 143rd in offensive efficiency, held them to 45% from the 2, 29% from the 3. Then you got Tennessee, tough opponent, held them to 64th in offensive efficiency. They're ranked, and they held them to 37.5% from 2 and 26.1% from 3. So the key to this game is that that FAU defense is able to hold Kansas State to 50% or low 50s in this one. This is an FAU game all over it. Then you got to look at the rest factor. Now you got to look at the depth factor. Kansas State goes about 7 deep. They're ranked 325th in bench minutes, so they carry a lot of the weight on their starters. I know they have 2 of the best guards in the country, but you have to understand fresh legs is everything. And guess what FAU does? They play their bench. They go about 9 deep and distribute the minutes relatively equally, ranked 14th in bench minutes. So you're always going to have fresh legs with FAU. I don't know if you're always going to have fresh legs with Kansas State, especially having that overtime game a couple days ago. If they could keep Keontae Johnson and they keep Marquise Noel in check, this is going to be an FAU game all over it here, folks. I'm betting a lot on the guard play and the defensive angles for FAU and the ability to get inside. They do have a slight height advantage with a 7'1" center, but they're very small. But it doesn't matter because Kansas State is equally small. I think this is going to be FAU, and the wrong team is favored in this one. So I'm not only going to be taking the +2, I'm also going to be taking them on the money line +115 as the first play here, baby. Let's go. And I know I did this at a weird time, but it looks like nobody's watching me right now, and I don't care because I'm going to still be speaking my mind on these plays no matter what. And I know everyone wants to follow the hot hand. It ain't me, all right? I understand that. But guess what? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games to go. What if I go 7-0 and you missed out? That's your fault, not my fault. All right, let's go to the next play on this one, and we're going to Gonzaga versus UConn. This tips off at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. What a game this is, folks. This is one of those spots. Now I'm seeing 10 people watching me. I don't know what happened. This is weird. I'm hoping that got your back, Guns. Let's go. Okay. Something happened on my end. I just want to stop here. I'm sorry if people have been watching. I cannot see I hadn't seen the comments till this very minute. So thank you for watching, everybody. Danny Delt, Free Mind, JR Black, I got you, kid. Sorry. I was wondering where everybody was, and it just got me a little bit confused, set me off a little bit like, wow, I don't even have one person watching me right now, but I have 11. Okay. Broke down FAU. Hopefully everybody saw that. I don't really know if I'm getting this on YouTube now, but if you saw the breakdown, please say something in the chat. Put a 1 up, do something. All right, I'm gonna go to UConn and Gonzaga on this one. Like I said, 8:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, T-Mobile Arena, and I'm gonna be going straight money line on UConn in this one. Listen, every single content creator on YouTube is on FAU. That's never good. I know. But I can't get past the numbers. Okay, I can't get past the numbers. It seems like I looked at all the numbers on Vegas. It seems like maybe content contributors are saying FAU, but everybody in Vegas and all the public people are putting tickets on Kansas State. So who's right and who's wrong? That's all I can say to you. All right, let's go to this breakdown for the UConn game. Okay, UConn has just been taking care of business. They've just been stomping everybody. They go and beat Iona by 24. Rick Pitino goes and leaves and goes to St. John, right? They go and take SM St. Mary's, a tough team in the same division that Gonzaga is, beat them by 15 points as 3.5-point favorites. Then they go again into Arkansas, a good defensive Arkansas team, and absolutely demolish them in the Sweet 16. So this team is really just revving up at this point and finding their rhythm. And now they're going to play this Gonzaga team that we know what they are, right? They go and beat Grand Canyon by 12. They go and beat TCU by 3. 0-2 against the spread in those spots, but then they go against UCLA and beat them on a buzzer beater 3-point shot. Well, technically a buzzer beater 3-point shot with some key players missing for UCLA. So what I say about Gonzaga right now is I really don't know who they are. I think they've had a really weak time getting to this spot, and they've been a little bit lucky as far as personnel is concerned. I think if you had a full personnel with UCLA, it would have been a whole different story. But let's just break down who Gonzaga is. Gonzaga offensively, number 1 in the country as far as offensive efficiency, second in field goal percentage, 82nd in offensive rebounds, 259 in free throw percentage, which is going to be key in this game, I think. But they don't turn over the ball a lot. All right. UConn's defense, 13th in defensive efficiency, 10th in defending shots, and 66th in defensive rebounds. This is a really good defense for UConn. Now, on the offensive side, more balanced than they are with Gonzaga's defense here. Offensively for UConn, 3rd in offensive efficiency, 29th in field goal percentage, 2nd in offensive rebounds, 38th in free throw percentage, and 241 in turnovers. So they're a little bit sloppy with the ball, granted, but I think with the defense that they have on this team and the way they're playing right now, I don't think it's going to matter with Gonzaga. Gonzaga is also 73rd in defensive efficiency. They don't defend shots well. They're 235th in that regard. 54th in defensive rebounds, and they don't create turnovers a lot. So I think this is going to help UConn as far as their weaknesses about being a little bit sloppy with the basketball. Here's a key point on this one, okay? I was looking at this one. UConn's going to want to shoot threes. If you look what they've done in the tournament so far, they shot 44% versus Iona, 45.5% from 3 against St. Mary's, and 45% versus Arkansas. That's always been a key number for them, hitting their threes. And they're going against a Gonzaga team that is 257th in the country as far as defending threes, giving up 35.2%. And if I was looking at the teams that they faced as far as 3-point teams, they haven't really faced a team like this. You could say Grand Canyon is a good 3-point shooting team. I think they're ranked 24th in the country, but they hit like 38% in that game, so they hit above their average. So I think with UConn, they're going to have opportunities to shoot behind the arc, and they're going to get their open looks. That's what's going to be key on this one, making your threes and being consistently above that 40 to 45% range from 3. Also, Gonzaga beat UCLA, and I did talk about that here. 2nd in defensive efficiency. But you have to consider who was missing at that. They didn't have Adim Bona. They didn't have Jalen Clark, their defensive player of the year in the Pac-12, and also one of the best freshmen in the country in Adim Bona. I mean, come on. I mean, those 2 players alone missing, and then you had another injury in game that lost another key player, and UCLA just didn't have the depth. Okay, so they got gassed, and at the end of the game, they had a great first half, and then they just fell apart in the second because of just what was going on with the team. Also, you got to understand what Gonzaga is going through here. The rest factor is crucial here. I think UConn has an advantage when it comes to that. Drew Timme, Julian Strother played 38 minutes in the UCLA game, where UConn got to rest their starters during the Arkansas win. If you actually look at the minutes that they put up, Sanogo, Hawkins, Newton, and Caravan all played less than 30 minutes in that game, okay? They're going to be rested, well prepared, and they're going to be ready to play full game on this one. They have a little bit more depth than Gonzaga does, and you also got to understand that we're still dealing with a Gonzaga team that just can't cover during tournament games. Granted, they did cover in the last second as a dog versus UCLA, but they're still 1-7 against the spread in tourney games, whereas UConn is on a 7-1 against the spread run in neutral site games. So I'm going to be taking UConn in this one. The number's 3 right now, -2.5. I found a -135 this morning, and I'm going to ride that. I just need UConn to win. I have a 24-1 ticket on it, and that's what I'm going to be riding with this one. Give me UConn -135 as the second play, baby. As we go to the chat, and I want to make sure I recognize anyone. Troy Torrance is in here. He says, public all over K-State, YouTube all over FAU. It won't matter when you got a 5-unit play on UConn plus futures. That's right. It doesn't matter. I'm riding that 24-1 as far as I can go. So that Gonzaga UConn game, I'm going to be a little bit more focused on than FAU, to be honest with you. Yeah, exactly, Troy. Exactly. Charlie In the building. What's going on, my man? Dana. What's up, buddy? What's up? And then Troy going back. Let's go to this one. JR Black. Got your back, Guns. Let's go. Let's go, buddy. Man, it's gonna be a beautiful tournament here, folks. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna have two more plays tomorrow. But I wanted to make sure I wanted to, understand what was going on with the personnel, what I was looking at, and I wanted to make sure I dissect every single game properly, a little bit more in depth than I usually do because I'm narrowly focused on 4 games now than just focused on a full board. So just to give you a recap on this one, if you missed out, I'm on FAU +2 and the money line +115. And I'm also going UConn money line -130. Actually, 137 is the number on that one. So those are my 3 plays for tonight. I may have a look on the total, but I'm going to post that in Slack. I'm still trying to look over some stuff. I'm leaning maybe towards the over on the UConn game, but I don't know if I want to touch that FAU K-State total. In my head, I want to take the under in that one because that kind of plays into FAU's tempo mechanism, and that would mean that they're controlling the game and they're going to get the win. Whereas Kansas State wants to kind of up the tempo and get their guards out there making shots and running the board. So that's what I'm seeing with those 2 games. But my official plays on this one are the sides, not the totals. So Troy says live betting angles there. I mean, yeah, obviously, if you have a live betting angle in this one, I'd probably go towards the UConn Gonzaga side. If UConn gets down at any point in this one, I trust them to get back in the game. But you haven't seen UConn down this tournament at all. They've kind of just gone on there and stomped on your necks early and never let you up. Maybe the FAU has an opportunity. It's hard to tell where these games are going to go. You have to kind of just keep your eye on it. And if you actually look at the box scores and see like, hey, they're only shooting 25% from 3, and they're only up 4, whereas the team is less shots. Probably, a lot of fluky stuff kind of happens at possessions. They can turn it around in the second half, that kind of deal. But that's going to do it here for this version of the Breaking Ankles. I will be back tomorrow before tip-off. I'll give you the time frame of when I'm going to go live on that one, probably a couple hours before. But that's going to do it for today. Let's cash some tickets tonight, boys. Let's enjoy the night because we only have 7 games left in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 games left in this tournament. So let's enjoy. Let's have a few beverages. I'm drinking a Guinness right now. And cash some tickets, dominate the damn board. And as always, let's keep dancing. Bye.